Dan, a lot of chances for scoring. Didn't get. Is that just a bounce of the game? A little bit of frustration there.
Yeah, sometimes. I just said to the guys, look, sometimes you can do enough to feel like you deserve to come away from the game with something, and it just doesn't quite fall the right way. Or I'm sure I'm going to watch back some really near misses and some goal mouth moments that just didn't quite find the back of the net. But in terms of the response, the intensity we tried to play with, the perseverance we had throughout the course of really the majority of the game, I was relatively happy with the first half. We got punished for a couple of naive moments, but outside of that, I thought it was collectively a pretty good performance. So I anticipate I'll watch it back and feel like we deserve more than we got from the game today, and that's the game sometimes. I just said to them then, that's the sport that we play. The margins are really, really fine. I stand here before you feeling like we played much better today than we did against Akron, but we didn't get anything from the game today. So it can be that way. So we have to take it on the chin. I said we got to recognise that the way that we lose is important as well. So we need to be humble. We need to be gracious. I wasn't naive enough to think we'd never lose again at Dick the Less. There was going to be a day, despite Nick's daily count that was going. And they're a good team. They showed some qualities. They obviously have a couple of dangerous players. And funnily enough, the longer the game went on and the more tired they become, there were moments where they were more dangerous because they had players that were maybe too tired or chose to cheat a little bit in the defensive transitions, which made them dangerous the other way. But I think frustrating just because we've outlasted them and we've shown a better level of conditioning, and difficult, but a cramp isn't an injury, it's a lack of conditioning, and every time the game stops, it stifles our momentum. Every time the game stops in those moments, they get treatment, they get a moment to recover, and the momentum and energy that we had above them, we're not able to utilize it in a favorable way. So look, that's not to be clear, that's not Gardner-Webb's fault. That's a fundamental flaw in how the referees deal with those issues. But it can't be good for the game either. I mean, it's way past my bedtime. We kicked off at 7 and the game's 9:30 and we're finishing. There's an issue that we have in the nature of what leads to those stoppages, and it's something that you see at every level, and players are manipulating the capacity to get the game stopped and get the clock stopped for things that don't actually require a significant level of treatment, nor are they injuries. A cramp is a cramp, and that's not the same thing.
How do you fix it?
Yeah, that's above my pay grade. If someone gets cramp, they get cramp. We had a conversation about if you go down with cramp, you need to come out of the game, right? Your treatment needs to be off the side of the pitch, and the game needs to continue again as quickly as possible. But it kind of lessens the spectacle. And you can hear the groans of the fans, and I don't blame them because I'm groaning too when the game constantly stops like that. But look, when the keeper goes down in the 25th minute and they have an opportunity to have a tactical team talk, that's not Gardner-Webb's fault. That's them taking advantage of fundamental flaws in the rules of our game that minimise the spectacle and minimise the flow of our sport, and that's not good for anyone.
Given the way that you feel like you can play to a faster speed, more advantage, do you expect to see more tactics like that this year?
We've seen it before. We'll see it again. We'll see it against anyone likely that's in the lead. You may even see it from us. I'm not saying it's not the right thing to do at certain moments. I thought they did it quite early. But again, despite all of that, I'm still really, really proud of the effort and of the application. Against a good team in difficult conditions. Obviously, the other thing that stifles our momentum a little bit is just where the field's at right now, and we're hopeful that there's going to be a change there soon to allow us to play with a bit more fluency to the game. And I know if we can make that change, the players will be excited too.
Dan, what did you think about Mark? He gave you guys opportunities with the penalty save and a couple others in transition.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that if we were able to control the game and start to territorially get into areas where we had them on the back foot, that it was still going to create a situation that could lead to challenges the other way. And it's so hard when we're the team in the possession and the game's in advanced areas to be mindful of a winger that's cheating the defensive work and hanging out a little bit higher or forward. And we had to be mindful of them because they're so dangerous, and they are really dangerous the other way. Now whether that was they didn't have the conditioning or whether it was just a tactical ploy at 1-0 that they try and hit us on the break, either way, it was still a problem. So we needed Marcus in a couple of those moments. But I would challenge, knowing their coach as well as I do, whether he was supposed to be stood on the halfway line while we were attacking down there. But yeah, we have to be able to deal with it. And so, yeah, the longer the game went on, obviously, I'm happy for Mark to kind of get over the challenging moment that led to the penalty. I've not seen it back, but if it was a penalty, he's obviously bailed us out and made the save. And then, like I said, showed up in a couple of moments where there's 15 minutes left, 10 minutes left, we have to score. We have to try and get back in the game. We're putting a lot of attacking players on the pitch and numbers forward. And like I said, it's hard for me to stand here and be, fault the guys, especially because I felt like we did enough to get an equaliser at the very least. And yeah, it hasn't happened. And like I said, that's okay. We've got another chance on Sunday.
Yeah, did you learn anything from the tactical change you made about the way that maybe your guys are capable of making changes on the fly, even if it didn't result in an equalizer?
Yeah, I think Akram forced a tactical change that showed an element of versatility that we liked, that we wanted to utilise in different ways today, and I think at times that was effective. So I think we want high IQ players that have the capacity to adapt, but of course it's one thing to feel like you perform well and those things work to a degree, but we've got to see it on the. There's only so many games I can say, oh, it looked good tactically, guys. We want to see the results to fit, and I'm honestly more encouraged through 90 minutes of what I've seen today in terms of what I think we're capable of this season. I think I've learned more in the last 90 minutes that's given me more excitement and encouragement as to what we can achieve than probably what I knew or didn't know about the group prior to the game, because as I said, I didn't think Akram was a great performance for us, especially first half. So there was still a little bit of a question mark on, okay, well, can we perform at a high level against the really, really strong teams? We failed against Akram but got a result, and we passed today and didn't. And like I said, that's football sometimes.
Dan, what was your interpretation of what happened here after the final whistle, and did any of your guys get booked?
None of our guys got booked. As from what I understand from what an assistant shared with me, I think there was some taunting towards our student section that our captain was encouraging to not happen. And then it was kind of handbags at 10 paces from both teams and a whole bunch of nothing and a lot of posturing that led to absolutely nothing. So
there was a red card given, though. It was not to one of your guys. Do you know?
No, I think no. I know. I think it may have been the.
40.
Okay.
40.
Yeah.
No.
Do you, from your vantage point, what happened on the goal?
Yeah, we knew how dangerous the left winger was. We knew he liked to cut inside. We were a little bit slow to get over and double down and cover centrally and give a bit more protection. And then because we were late, we had to make up for a little bit of lost ground. And there's a man open at the top of the box. It's still I think, a good strike. And I don't know whether Mark's a little unsighted. But, yeah, like I said, we got punished for some marginal details that we cleaned up really, really well. With the exception of late in the game where we're obviously pushing and you have to commit numbers, I thought Bryce for the most part and then Ty second half both did a good job of kind of nullifying him, especially second half, like I said, until it was really late on and we were forced to kind of commit numbers.